What would you do if every fall brought you closer to greatness? In a world where hurdles are more than just obstacles on a track, one boy's relentless spirit turns every stumble into a stepping stone for glory. This is the story of Liam Parker, a young dreamer who refused to stay down and prove that the real race is the one we run against ourselves. Are you ready to leap into his journey? The crowd roared like a thunderstorm, their cheers bouncing off the stadium walls. 12-year-old Liam Parker stood at the starting line, his heart pounding harder than ever before. He adjusted his sweatband and glanced at the hurdles ahead. Each one felt like a mountain he wasn't sure he could climb. "This is it, Liam," he whispered to himself. "No turning back." As the starting gun fired, Liam surged forward, his legs propelling him like springs. But just as he cleared the second hurdle, disaster struck. His foot caught on the bar and he tumbled to the track, skinning his knees. The world seemed to freeze. His competitors surged ahead, and the finish line felt galaxies away. A voice from the crowd pierced through the chaos. "Get up, Liam. You're stronger than this." It was his mother's voice, filled with unshakable belief. Something sparked inside him. Ignoring the sting of his injuries, Liam pushed himself up and started running again. He didn't win that race, but when he crossed the finish line, the applause was deafening. Not because he won, but because he refused to quit. That night, as Liam sat on his bed with an ice pack on his knee, he replayed the race in his mind. His coach, Mr. Thompson, called him. "Liam, you showed heart today," Mr. Thompson said. "But heart alone won't get you over those hurdles. Are you ready to put in the real work?" Liam nodded, though no one could see him. "Yes, coach. I'll do whatever it takes." The next morning, training began. It wasn't glamorous. While his friends spent their summer at the pool or playing video games, Liam was in the park, sprinting, jumping, and sweating under the blazing sun. The hurdles weren't just physical. They were mental. Every stumble brought back the memory of his fall, but every successful jump reminded him why he started. Months later, Liam's coach entered him in a regional championship. The stakes were higher, and so were the hurdles. On race day, the stadium felt bigger, the crowd louder, and the pressure heavier. As Liam took his position, he spotted a familiar face in the stands, his mother, holding a sign that read, "You're already a champion." It made him smile. The gunshot rang, and he exploded off the blocks. This time, he wasn't just running. He was flying. Each hurdle he cleared felt like breaking through a wall of self-doubt. As he approached the final stretch, he was neck and neck with the reigning champion. In a last burst of energy, Liam dove across the finish line. The scoreboard lit up. First place, Liam Parker. He had done it. Winning the race wasn't the end of Liam's journey. It was the beginning. He started visiting schools, sharing his story of resilience and determination. It's not about how many times you fall, he would tell students. It's about how many times you get back up. Liam's story began to inspire others. Kids who thought they couldn't achieve their dreams started to believe in themselves. He became more than a champion on the track. He became a champion of hope. Years later, Liam stood at the starting line of the Olympics. The world was watching, but for him, it was just another race. The hurdles were taller, the stakes higher, but the lesson remained the same. One step, one jump at a time. When the gun fired, Liam ran with the same determination he had as a 12-year-old boy. This time, when he crossed the finish line, he didn't just win a medal. He etched his name in history. But the true victory? Knowing he had turned every fall into a stepping stone and every hurdle into a reason to rise. As Liam stood on the Olympic podium with a gold medal around his neck, cameras flashed and the crowd chanted his name. But deep down, he felt an unexpected weight. What's next, he thought. The pressure to maintain his success loomed large. That night, he wrote in his journal, "Winning is just the beginning. Staying on top is the real challenge." Back home, Liam learned about a rising star, Jordan, who had just broken a national hurdle record. The media quickly framed it as a rivalry. How does it feel to have someone gunning for your title? Reporters asked. Liam simply smiled. Competition makes us stronger. Privately, though, he knew he had to train harder than ever. Coach Thompson noticed Liam's unease and invited him for a run in the park. After a few miles, he said, "Liam, you're not running against Jordan or anyone else. Your only race is against yesterday's version of yourself. Focus on that." The words struck a chord, and Liam found renewed purpose in his training. During an intense practice session, Liam misjudged a hurdle and twisted his ankle. Pain shot through him as he collapsed on the track. "Not now," he groaned. The doctor's diagnosis was a sprain, requiring weeks of rest. "This is just another hurdle," he told himself. "I've overcome worse." Liam used his recovery time to strengthen his mindset. He watched old races, visualized his return, and meditated daily. When he finally returned to the track, he felt a fire burning stronger than ever. At his first practice, he cleared every hurdle flawlessly. His coach clapped and said, "Welcome back, champ." The national championship was just weeks away, and the buzz around Liam and Jordan's rivalry was everywhere. Jordan's interviews were confident, almost cocky, and the media played it up. I'll prove who the real champion is, Jordan declared. Liam ignored the noise, focusing on his training and mindset. A week before the race, Liam had a bad practice session. He clipped every hurdle and ended up falling during the sprint. Frustrated, he sat on the track, his confidence shaken. Coach Thompson walked over and said, "Bad days don't define you, Liam. How you respond to them does. Tomorrow, we go again." 2 days before the championship, Liam ran into Jordan at the stadium during warm-ups. Instead of exchanging insults, Jordan said, "Good luck, Parker. Let's give them a race to remember." Liam nodded, surprised but appreciative. The rivalry suddenly felt more respectful. The night before the race, Liam couldn't sleep. He replayed every race he had ever run in his mind, reminding himself of how far he had come. As he closed his eyes, his mother's words echoed, "You're already a champion." The stadium was packed. Liam and Jordan lined up at the starting blocks, their breaths steady but hearts racing. As the gun fired, both athletes surged forward, neck and neck. Each hurdle felt like an eternity, the crowd's roar blending into white noise. As they approached the final hurdle, both leaped, and for a split second, it was impossible to tell who was ahead. The finish line loomed and both dove forward. The scoreboard flashed, "It's a photo finish." The stadium fell silent as the photo finish result was analyzed. Liam stood, chest heaving, while Jordan paced nervously. The announcer's voice broke through the tension, and the winner is Liam Parker. The crowd erupted in cheers, but Liam's focus was on Jordan. He walked over, extended a hand, and said, "You pushed me to my limits. Thank you." Jordan smiled and shook his hand, sealing their newfound respect. The victory solidified Liam's reputation as one of the best. Sponsors flooded in, and his schedule filled with interviews and events. But amidst the chaos, Liam stayed grounded, remembering the boy who stumbled at his first race. Liam started mentoring young athletes, teaching them not just about running, but about resilience. One of his ments, a shy girl named Mia, showed incredible potential but lacked confidence. "You don't have to be fearless," Liam told her. "You just have to take the first step." Invited to an international championship, Liam faced competitors from around the globe. The hurdles were higher, the track unfamiliar, and the stakes greater. But Liam embraced the challenge, seeing it as another chapter in his journey. In the final race of the championship, Liam found himself trailing. The crowd's cheers blurred into a distant hum as he focused on the rhythm of his strides. With the final hurdle ahead, he made a decision, a risky, powerful leap. He cleared it flawlessly and surged ahead, crossing the finish line just a fraction of a second before the runner-up. The victory wasn't just a win. It was a testament to his unwavering belief in himself. Returning home after his international win, Liam was greeted with a hero's welcome. The entire town gathered to celebrate his victory, but Liam's focus was on the young athletes who approached him for advice. "You're the reason I started running," one boy said. Liam knelt to the boy's level and said, "And you're the reason I keep going." One day, Liam received an invitation from the United Nations to speak at a global youth conference. The topic, overcoming obstacles and inspiring change. It was an opportunity to share his journey on a global platform. At the conference, Liam shared his story, emphasizing the importance of resilience and self-belief. His speech moved the audience, earning a standing ovation. Afterward, a girl from a war-torn country approached him, saying, "Your story gives me hope for my future." Despite his external success, Liam faced internal struggles. The constant travel and high expectations took a toll. He confided in his coach, who reminded him, even champions need rest. Liam learned to prioritize self-care, balancing his passion with his well-being.